This episode of Checking In With is sponsored by Pizza Packet. Enjoyed by millions nationwide, Pizza Packet provides portion-controlled, prepackaged spice and Parmesan packets. Made with only premium quality ingredients, Pizza Packet is the most convenient and most cost-effective way to provide added value to your customers. During these challenging times, every penny counts. Pizza Packet saves you time and money and is a much more hygienic and sanitary option over dirty shakers. Check out pizzapacket.com for all of your packaging needs.
Welcome back to Checking In. I'm Josh Keown, along with Miss Denise Greer. Good morning, Denise.
Good morning, everyone.
I am so excited about today's guest. She's the brilliant mind behind Last Dragon Pizza in Rockaway, Queens. Please welcome Nicole Russell to the show.
Hey, guys.
Nicole, first off, I think we could do a whole episode together just talking about The Last Dragon, the movie, because I tell you, growing up, it was one of my top 3-4 movies. I mean, Last Dragon, The Karate Kid, and probably one of the Star Wars movies. And that's it for me.
And I love all those movies.
so yeah, I was a huge fan of that. And when I put it together, that's why you named your pizza concept. And I was like, okay, she's one of my favorite people ever from now on.
Oh, thank you. Same here.
I was like, that is so cool. So, but anyway, welcome to the show.
At the expos, we don't get to talk that often, like so much in depth because we're all so busy, but I'm glad to hear that, you know?
Yes. Yeah. So, yeah. But, so go ahead, Denise.
The coolest thing is you've got such a unique concept with it. I think people will be really excited to learn about your concept and what you have going there in the Rockaways.
Thank you.
Yeah, just let us know. Give us a little brief history. Catch everybody up on your story first.
Well, there's multiple layers to my story, but as far as conceptually, basically, when I was younger, my sister is older than me. She's like 8 years older than me. And you know, I'm sorry for her in her teenage years, dragged me with her everywhere, right? So one of the most memorable experiences I had was she took me to go see The Last Dragon. Right here in Rockaway. That's another sentimental part of it, because for those people that live in the Rockaways and have lived here for a long time, it's a gorgeous beach community now. It was always a great beach community back then, but then it went in the 80s, it kind of fell apart. And also we lost all of our recreation. Like, we used to have our own movie theater, our own amusement park, our own arcade. We lived on the beach. We had a boardwalk. You know what I mean? So like growing up as a kid out here was a dream. You know what I mean? So when I decided to, when I realized that, okay, I should just start a business with this thing. And a friend of mine came over and he teased me and he was like, oh, what are you, Daddy Greens? And for those who don't remember the movie, there was a Black pizza family in the movie that made pizza. Mm-hmm. And the people ridiculed him, like, what are you doing making pizza? So when my friend came and was like, what are you doing? Like, he looked at me like, are you having a midlife crisis? And I'm like, no, I'm having joy. I'm starting pizza. And I said, you know what? I can do an homage to the movie, to my sister, which I'll get into a little later, and just Rockaway. And I'm doing it for us out here. And it was right after Sandy. Well, a year and a half after Sandy, kind of, sort of. And
that's still pretty fresh.
It wasn't like what happened to me. It's kind of like how you see people now, like in the middle of the pandemic, they're riding a wave of, not in a bad way or anything, but just riding a wave of being at home and being a home chef. I was like a year later, I was just home and people were still working on the house because we were affected by Hurricane Sandy. And I just was making pizza to bring joy to my sister and me. And then I offered it to a construction worker that was still working. And that's how the whole thing happened.
Oh, wow.
Oh, my gosh. And you're doing your pizzeria out of your home. I mean, you are truly there's this whole trend right now about I kind of call it a ghost business, where it doesn't have a front storefront where people walk into your business. And you're you've been on the cusp of that for a while now.
Yeah, I've been doing it like that. And you know what? When I started doing it, I didn't think I could do it for long. I was like, oh, well. And I wasn't kind of doing it to be ghost. I just was doing it because people started asking me for pizza. And I never, I didn't have a pizzeria. I didn't want to publicize my business as a public business, like, a sign on my door, hey, this is where you could come get pizza. So I couldn't do that because that would be a violation of what, word of mouth is different than, I have a sign that says Monday through Friday. So it was kind of like people were just calling me and I would make them pizza, calling me and I'd make them pizza. So I was like, you know what? Maybe I could do something because my background is in multimedia design. I was like, maybe I could just build a site. And I already had the concept in my head because my friend already said that to me and he thought he was being funny, but little did he know.
That's great.
And he just gave me that notion and I took that notion and I ran with it. You know what I mean? And yeah, it's been sweet and it's been non-contact pickup delivery ever since.
Wow.
So everything that everyone's doing now, I've been doing it. Like I had a website. I don't take cash. You can only order online. And a website and a pickup location is disclosed at the time of the order and everything is full disclosure. Like everyone knows. It's not like I'm like tricking anybody or anything like that. So I've been doing this since 2014.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, what's your process at home? Like, you don't show us your setup, but like, how's it work there for you?
Well, basically I do like batches of dough, you know what I mean? And then what I do is because the orders come in and paid for beforehand, I kind of know what I got to do. And then I know I can say, stop, no more today, or go, I can do more today, or dang, I was only going to do 20, but I got to do 40. Okay.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like something like that. So it's kind of like I have a whole week. Like people already know, if you want me, get me early. Like you can try the day of, but it's no guarantee. You know what I mean? Because I tell them, don't wait till the day of. But if you could try me the day of, but don't wait. And then some people like last week and even like, last week they were trying to reach me and I'm like, I'm not in service. I'm not in service. You know what I mean? Plus, it wasn't even my service day, but
Hey, Josh, you know who this reminds me of? Is your story. It kind of reminds me of Joe Badia and the fact that he was doing something similar. Now, he had a little bitty shop, but he was doing just like these small batches. If you didn't get it in that amount of time, you missed out.
Yeah, he made one batch a day. Yeah.
Yeah, the demand for your pizza is about the same. And your star has just, I've looked at from the time when we first met to now, and your star has just, you are pizza celebrity now.
I've been told that, but I don't feel that. But I've been told that. Like I've been told that, right? Because like when you're in it and you're doing the day-to-day things. And by the way, the star thing, I understand what you're saying, but I'm just saying in context of what you're saying. Like, I am just working.
Yeah. Well, hey, Nicole, that's called being humble, and that's
not even being humble. Not even being humble. It's just like, I just have a dream. I just have I feel blessed that this piece of life came into my life and I just have something to focus on a daily basis. And I have goals. So I'm setting all these goals for myself and I'm reaching other goals that I didn't set for myself. But, the ultimate goal is, I got to come to the expo. I got to win one day, that and Italy and just being, just pushing myself from the self-starter, and really just fine tuning my craft, day by day, really day by day. I make so much pizza. I can't even eat it anymore. I'm like, no, please. I call my neighbors up. I'm like, hello. Yeah, I just made a trial pizza. Can you please come take it? Hello? And they're like, what time?
I would love to live in your neighborhood.
So my neighbors love me. I'm so golden. I'm so great. I can do no wrong. They love me. They love me. They get so much pizza, so much food. It's so funny.
Yeah, well, I know that just following you on Instagram, you have such a creativity to what you're doing. You're able to bring a lot of new things to the table. Has the being in the pandemic mind frame, has that helped your creativity to bring new things to the table? And are people embracing it?
It's the silver lining of this pandemic is the ability to slow down. And well, for me, I'm kind of doing the same thing that I've been doing, but my frozen business is my real business, kind of, sorta, and it hasn't been able to really recover like that because I ship. But like experimentation and fine tuning my craft wise, oh my God. I'm a piece of heaven.
So you got all the ideas for the next Pizza Expo for the next competition.
Yeah. Even though I think people will know it's me because I'm unique, I don't know. I got to try to think of something a little bit more like, or not maybe disclose so many things that I'm doing online. I have a couple other pieces that I've never showed that I've been experimenting with. So maybe I have to hold that close. Because if I drop a beef patty pizza, I think everyone's going to be like, ah, that's Horse Dragon.
That's awesome.
Let me ask you guys a question.
Sure.
Yeah.
In the pizzerias out there where you live, did they ever used to put a beef patty with cheese as an option on a beef as a pizza with pizza?
No.
Never heard of that.
That's a new one on me.
Such a New York thing. Oh my goodness.
Oh.
No, it's so huge here. It's huge.
Really?
Huge. Huge.
Like,
here.
is it just in certain neighborhoods or all over New York?
It's like in the New York City proper urban.
Yeah.
Like
in the boroughs.
Be like necessarily like a West Indian neighborhood or a Black neighborhood. It's just like urban, like Queens, Brooklyn, primarily.
I had never heard of that.
Yeah, like it's a big thing. So I was like, I wonder if other people did this in other places, but they don't.
I haven't really seen it anywhere. So yeah,
I haven't really seen it.
Oh, that's a huge thing here in New York.
Something go ahead. Sorry.
No. I was going to say that it kind of made me feel, when I thought about it, it kind of made me feel good because as someone from a West Indian background coming into the pizza world, you don't realize until you're doing things where you're getting these concepts from and these ideas from because you've seen it. You know what I mean? Right. And even like I tell Falco all the time, it didn't dawn on me till years later that if I didn't see him on the boardwalk in my neighborhood making pizza, I don't think that I would be making pizza or even thinking of making pizza or thinking I could go on the boardwalk myself and be a vendor on the boardwalk and make pizza. But it's like, that's what they say, representation matters, like women in pizza, people of different backgrounds, that it matters. Because if you don't see it sometimes, you don't think that you can do it. And for me, seeing the beef patties, being split open, which as a person of Jamaican descent, when we have beef patties, we would never split them open. We were like, what's that? And we would never add cheese. It's like, why are you doing that? But that's what Italian shops would do. And, it kind of makes me feel like, wow, they were doing that. I'm doing this. It's kind of all like, wow. You know what I mean? So
that's awesome.
And that's what makes you so special. You're bringing yourself into this business, and it's an absolute breath of fresh air.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Something that I'm very curious about, and I'd love to ask you about it, is you were able to secure some grant funding to help you drive your business. How hard was that process? Because I know that a lot of people are interested in those types of things, but then like actually doing it is a whole other challenge because I'm sure the process is difficult.
Let me tell you something. That was hard. Super hard. I've never wrote a 30-page business grant before in my life.
Wow.
First of all, but I used all the resources and help that I could use. I mean, I drove people, including my family, crazy. Read this over. Does this make sense? What is it? Look at these financials. Does this make sense? What is this? Whatever. What do I need to add? What am I forgetting? Whatever. I would go back to the Queens Economic Development Center and I would go back and be like, this is what I got so far. No, she would put a red pen through it. And I'm telling you, my heart would be like, and I would be like, all right, I'll be back. And I'll go back, write again, and whatever. It was hard. It was hard. I'm not even going to sit here and lie. It was hard. And then you know what? Again, like how you're saying, oh, my stars rising, whatever. Because I'm in it, I don't think about how hard it was to do it. I just had to do it. You know what I mean? Because I was determined to become mobile. I wanted to be on the boardwalk like Anthony Falco, which I didn't realize. Yeah. The goal was, I got this boardwalk. I'm going to be on the boardwalk. I can't believe that it didn't sink in until I was on a panel with him. I was like, oh, shoot, whoa, 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 whoa. You know what I mean? And I wrote that, I think I hunkered down for like about 45 days and I didn't sleep. And I just wrote it, I mean, with precision, like each sentence I wanted it to be like, and I won. And I was so, it was so gratifying to me just to win. Forget the money, but the money out, but it was just gratifying that out of all the queens, out of all the food entry business plans, my business plan won. Because you had to do a presentation too, you had to do all this stuff. It was an exhilarating time. And then after that, I went and since I had the mojo, then I went to the New York City Business Solution, did the business pitch there, and then I came in second place. But I was actually very tired. I drove and I was like, oh, if you don't go, you're going to be so stupid. Go. And I drove in, I tried to do my pitch. I did good, came in second. And then I also did the 10-10 wins. And I came in as a finalist, which I have to say, that is a very great competition, 10-10 wins, because they gave us finalists like business things that help our business. And they gave me this printer. And I know it sounds really crazy, but I love this printer to this day. Every time I use this printer, I'm like, that was such a good gift that they gave us. Because it really helps my business.
That's great.
But yeah. That's awesome.
So like, pandemic aside, what's the future? Where do you want to take Last Dragon? Where do you want to go?
There's a lot of things that I'm thinking about. This COVID.
Yep. Made a lot of people think.
Oh my goodness. Well, I always have this frozen thing. That's always been my goal from day one. I never, ever, ever wanted a brick and mortar business. That's always my main goal, is to just kind of break into the frozen market. I think I have a lot to offer in frozen beyond pizza, just in general, just frozen foods in general, but leading with pizza. I would say that's my main goal. My secondary goal is, I don't really want to say because I have some things in the works that I'm thinking about, but I definitely want my presence. I say that, worldwide. Let's put it in the air, worldwide.
I like that.
So I think you get what it takes. I mean, a restaurant is down the line. I've been fortunate. I've been, Mark Iacono, as you know from Lucali's. I had a birthday dinner there, and we were just talking, and everyone's always doing this to me, right? Everyone's always like, you need to get a restaurant. You need to get a shop. You need to whatever. And then I just guess maybe I looked like, I don't know, not frustrated, because I didn't say it in a frustrated way, but I was like, I don't know how to do it. I don't know where to start. And he just looked at me. He was like, start here. And I just looked up. I was like, start where? Yes. So I've been, with the pandemic and everything, it's hard for us to really settle a date. And I'm, part of me is like, if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. But these last couple of months, he's been letting me come make pizzas at his restaurant. Oh, Last Dragon pizzas at that. My pizzas, not his, mine.
Oh, wow.
And I've been able to use his oven to learn how to make pizzas, wood fires. Because as you can imagine, I've been doing pizza at home and it's different, Yeah. Oh, wait, this light is messing with my dough. Hold on. It's so perfect too. Hold on a second. Mom, can you move that dough? Just be careful. Just move this dough. I'm sorry.
That's great. I love it.
Like,
don't be messing with my dough.
Yeah, see, it's nonstop. Yeah, but he's been letting me come there to make pizzas and make my pizzas. And as I was saying, is that I got to see, one of the top pizza restaurants.
Right. Yeah. I mean, if you're gonna go learn from someone.
Yeah.
No, and I have to say, like, he's been so gracious that this experience really changed my life. Just to be, it's something when you pull up and you see people just standing in the rain waiting for pizzas, and then you realize, oh, they've been standing in the rain before COVID. They were standing in the rain. They were standing around the corner before COVID. You know what I mean? and to learn from someone that was able to excel in that way, you know, and plus he's doing it his way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This was like a dream. It still is, guys. I just was there like 2 nights ago. It's a dream come true.
It's a natural fit, you two, for sure.
You know, and he's such a purist. Mm-hmm. And, you know, sometimes when I'm offering him my ideas, I'm always like, oh, he's going to kill it. He's like, no, this is good. No. And I'm like, you know, I guess I always see you as saying, that's not pizza.
Well,
so every time I'm making a pizza, I'm like,
you see him talking to Scott Wiener a lot too. So, you know, he's always, you know, ragging on Scott.
And Scott, thank God for Scott too. And Scott is a big part of my career as well. I love Scott so much. And, you know, so many people, I could sit here all day and thank so many people, but I'm just saying that experience currently being able to learn on my own how to make a wood-fired pizzas with my own recipe, my own dough, experiment my own dough. And he looks at me like I'm crazy because I live about 45-minute drive away. Oh, wow. And I'll just pop up with cans. And then I'll just be like, I'll be back. 2 days later, I pop up with cans. He's like, what are you doing now? I'm like, the same thing. It's just not right. I mean, he saw me get to the point where I'm like, yo, I got it, you know, and I got it on my own. And, you know, that has been the silver lining. So with that said, the reason why I'm bringing that up is because the restaurant game, I got to really see the trials and tribulations of operating a restaurant in New York City. And especially what's going on now, I'm getting not sad about it, but I feel so badly for the restaurants here in New York City that aren't able to open until we don't know when, you know.
Yeah, I mean, winter's coming up, and if you can't, you know, right now you got a few people outside, but when winter gets here, it's like that outdoor dining goes away.
And that outdoor dining is, I don't know if you really are from New York. It's not great.
No, right. 2 tables on the sidewalk.
Exhaust. It's like, you know, people, you know, this is New York City traffic with the people that drive crazy. So you're eating in fear, like
bikes going by you, everything.
In the street, by the
everything.
way.
You know what I mean? So and the other day I was like, well, could you move the garbage can to somebody else? I was eating outside at somebody else's restaurant. I was like, well, could you please move the garbage can? Can I not eat by the garbage? Because, you know, some people are making it fancy and some people are making it like, look, this is what it is.
Yeah, I've seen some really elaborate ones, and I've seen some just like, here's a table and a chair, and that's
it. Right. So it's like you got to decide, like, is it really worth it, you know, to sit here and have this meal here? You know, is my life worth someone jumping the curb while I eat? Yeah. But yeah, I feel really badly, and I'm understanding the plight of the New York City restaurant owners, and then the rent here is through the roof. So just imagine the cost and the rent and everything they're going through, besides losing, you know, sales and food and then, you know, the shortages in the food industry too. And so it's really been an eye-opening experience.
So you're like, I got a good thing going on right now. I'm just gonna continue to ride this next
but I'm
wave.
just saying, like, but when I do choose to move forward, how? Mm-hmm. What am I gonna do as a result of watching this?
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like there's been a silver lining for me for sure during this whole pandemic, and that is the education and the insight and the opportunity to rethink and get creative again.
Aren't we all getting creative?
Yeah.
Well, that's a brilliant way to end out on. I mean, you are doing such amazing things. We can't wait to see where you go next, and we can't wait to see you compete.
Yes.
I can't wait to. You know, I was like, I probably won't compete this September, because when you're gonna do the pizza thing, I was like, I don't even know what I would do right now, but I'm gonna be ready for what we're gonna do, like March.
Pizza Expo March.
Yep.
March.
We're ready for you.
Yeah. I'm gonna be there 6 feet distance.
And you know, hey, we wanna you know, do this again. Maybe we'll get you on the podcast and do this
longer
form.
Longer conversation.
Hear all about your story. We want to hear all about your story and everything. So, thanks so much.
And I saw my picture in a recent episode, in a recent issue. So thank you. That was so.
Oh
sweet.
yeah.
Right on. I was like, oh look, somebody sent it to me. I'm like, oh look, I have it, but you know, I'm so busy.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much.
Well,
Absolutely.
You take care, Nicole, and we can't wait to see what's next for you. Okay.
I can't wait to see you guys too.
All right.
See you,
See you later.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.